Hey, what is up, guys? My name is Seal, and today I'm bringing you the Legacy Trapper tier list. I have to complete the Legacy tier list. This is the last one that I need to make. And then afterwards, I'm going to do the Stage 2 tier list, so just hang on a little bit. Gotta make this Legacy one first. To start off real quick, we're going to start off with Maggie. Maggie is definitely a solid A tier character, just like the rest of the tier 1 hunters, except for Markov. Daisy can find the monster and beeline straight to them. She's a really great tool for tracking the monster, especially for new players. If she is sniffing on the ground, she can detect sneaking monsters as well. And she is just really great at doing her job. She can also revive teammates, although sometimes she can be a little dumb, and a lot of people get mad at Daisy for not reviving. Her pistol does a great bit of damage. It has a lot of spread. She is fairly good at doing damage. And the main point of Maggie is her harpoons. Her harpoons are amazing. They can be so annoying to monsters like Goliath or Wraith or maybe Gorgon. Kraken, definitely Kraken, because they harpoon them to the ground. And the fact that you can have three of them at the same time just like really makes the monster go out of his way to swipe them away, or else he can't do anything. They can also harpoon the monster down to orbitals and stuff, which is great. Um, and yeah, on higher pings, the harpoons can be like made out of titanium and they can be unbreakable. And I just feel like those harpoons are a pain in the ass. Next up, we have Wasteland Maggie, and Wasteland Maggie is just basically an upgraded version of Maggie. However, she only has one harpoon, which is basically like what made Maggie good. So Wasteland Maggie is just all about damage, and with damage characters, they don't really they're not really like the greatest characters. She only has one harpoon that you can break away instantly, and sure, she does have a lot of dot damage, but you really have to make a team comp around her to make her work. In the higher tiers, I just feel like people would rather choose Maggie than Waggy, in my opinion. Um, I mean, Wasteland Daisy also does revive people, but I just feel like that one harpoon, she has no chase with that one harpoon, and she can stop a lot less. Like, the only thing about that harpoon is that it's longer range and it does damage, but um, it takes a longer time to set up, and there's only one of them, so it's really easy to get rid of. So she's not really a problem all the time. Next up, we have Griffin. Griffin, I would probably put in the C tier. Yes, he is probably one of the most annoying trappers in the game. However, he's also one of the most easily flipped trappers in the game. He also doesn't really have anything to track the monster. You kind of have to place your tracking abilities, quote unquote, in areas where monsters have already been in. So he's kind of more of a late game trapper where like you'll finally see the monster through the sound spikes. So monsters can easily sneak away from him. He doesn't really have anything to ensure that you're gonna beeline to the monster. And let's talk about that harpoon. Yeah, that harpoon is annoying. However, most of the time, Griffin players can expend all their jetpack to try and keep the monster at bay from running away, and the monster can turn around and flip them because they have no jetpack. And that's usually the case for what happens. Also, if Griffin doesn't have a shield support, he can get flipped pretty easily. Um, so you also need to build around Griffin a lot. Like, you need to make a chase comp Sunny Griffin. It's a great comp, don't get me wrong. However, he just doesn't work in most team comps. So, and he doesn't have any tracking abilities either. So, yeah, that's Griffin, unfortunately. Next up, we got Abe, and Abe I would put at a solid S tier. He is definitely the man, probably one of the best trappers in the game. He has high damage with his shotgun, like a lot of damage, probably too much damage for a trapper role. His stasis is just absolutely the most annoying thing in the game. It slows the monster down to a crawl. It can reveal monsters. If you just like chuck stasis grenades everywhere on the map, it will somehow reveal the monster, and like there'll be a big triangle that shows, oh, the monster's right here. They also activate through the air, so you can slow down the monster mid chase. So like they'll be running and they'll be slowed by stasis. So that's great. He also has great roaching potential because of those stasis grenades. He can roach around rocks with movement speed and the monster can't catch up to him, so that's great. He also has a tracking dart, so once you find that monster, you can just put a tracking dart in him, and you will never lose him for the rest of the game. And honestly, Abe is just the best trapper, has the most utility, like the most useful utility anyways. There's nothing really like that breaks on him like Daisy on Maggie, so I just feel like he's a solid pick for every team comp, especially with that stasis. He is just a great trapper overall. Next up, we have Crow, and Crow I'm probably going to put in the A tier with Maggie. He is definitely a great trapper. Gobi is great at spotting the monster. You can get free wall hacks for your whole team with Gobi, and he's very easy to send out, and he scours the entire map for the monster depending on which way he went. He can shoot through armor, so he can shoot at the monster's health when it has armor, so you can negate monsters running away when they're at low health because they will just lose anyway. He also has a stasis rifle, which is not as bad as stasis grenades because the stasis rifle does run out, and you have to switch to it and hold it down. It takes a longer setup time than stasis grenades. So basically what you do on Crow is you like switch to the sniper rifle, you know, peck at the monster with your whole clip, go back to the stasis rifle and slow him down a little bit more. However, he doesn't really have any utility to survive. Like, the only thing you could do is turn around and shoot the monster with your stasis rifle over and over again. However, it's not as easy to do as just throwing stasis grenades at your feet. But he does do a lot of damage though. However, Abe probably does more damage. Also, monsters know to focus crows when they are low on health. If they have like a bar left, they can kill the crow before they shoot through their armor, and their charge shot gets stopped by heavy melees, so sometimes they won't even be able to pull off the charge shot, and you can negate his charge shots really easily. So I would put Crow in the A tier because he's just really solid, but I think he's a little bit worse than Abe. And next up we have Jack, and Jack in Legacy is just absolute garbage. I cannot stand Jack. He is so bad. Even if you run capacity on Jack, he just does absolutely nothing. Like, yeah, he can track the monster with his little satellite, but it really doesn't do that much. It only does 300 damage and only marks the monster in one spot. So if the monster moves from that spot and your whole teammate goes towards a marker, then the monster will probably already be gone. His repulsors are also extremely useless. It can only block about one ability, even with capacity on. And Jack just really isn't that much of a problem in Legacy. Most of the time he is kind of like a throw trapper in Legacy. And his pistols don't do any damage. And unlike Stage 2, you actually have to spam click with the pistols. And yeah, that is my Trapper tier list, and I hope y'all enjoyed. My name is Seal, and I am out.
Hold up!
Yo, what?
Whoa, whoa,
You forgot about Daisy, bro. You forgot about Daisy. Daisy's an S tier, baby. Not just S tier, she's a god, baby. Let's go. Daisy, Daisy, Daisy.